Moses Itauma makes quick work of the veteran Dillain Whyte in his first step up in competition. I'm going to give my thoughts on the fight and what I believe is the future for this young phenom in the heavyweight division. All that next on the quick jab on the Parry. You already know. Let's get to it. Moses Itauma. Just want to remind y'all to go ahead and jab that like button, uppercut that subscribe button, lead hook that share button, and throw a combination at the notification bell so you can stay updated when we drop new content. And follow us on Instagram and X at the Parry 101 and on TikTok at the Parry.101. Yeah, man. Just want to thank everybody, man, once again. You already know I'm your host, Bomani UFG, giving you another quick jab off the Parry. Moses Itauma, man. All right, so this is his first step up in competition. This is to really see and gauge where this young man is headed and what he should have coming next. Now, mind you, Dillain Whyte has lost pretty much every big fight he's been in, right? Every time he stepped up and he was on the precipice of achieving something great, winning a world title, he always lost. I think he has 3 losses prior to this one on his record. Povetkin, Anthony Joshua, and Tyson Fury. He avenged his loss to Povetkin, but since the Tyson Fury fight, he's been on I think been on a 3-fight winning streak. He came in to this fight in shape, looking the best he's looking sometime, just physically. And I honestly thought that Ituama would win the fight. I thought that he would have some trouble though, because being the veteran that Dillain Whyte is, I thought maybe he could be a little crafty in his experience, and he's gritty. Dillain Whyte is gritty. Say what you want about him, but he comes to fight. He's a gritty fighter. So I thought maybe he would have some trouble getting Dillain Whyte up out of here. I did think he could possibly stop him. I just didn't think it would be in the first few minutes of the fight, man. Now, Moses Ituama is out of his 11 knockouts, 8 of them are in the first round. 8. Now, granted, his last, let's say 4 fights has been against competition that had fairly decent records. But when you're building a fighter and a prospect, they usually bring him on slowly, and he's going against low-level competition, which he did early in his career. Stepped up, took a little minor step up against competition that had decent records. Knocked these guys out. He's on a string of. This guy got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of his last 8 knockouts or something like that been in the first round. This guy is on a tear. So I was interested in seeing what he would look like against a veteran. He comes in there. First of all, he walked out the Styles P. Once he came out walking the Styles P, I was like, all right, this kid got some swag. He got some gangster to him, man. He came out the Styles P. Shout out to Styles P. I was like, oh, this kid already won. I thought the walkouts was interesting though, because when Dillain Whyte walked out, he stood up there for a second, looked at the crowd. But is it me, or he was kind of looking lost? He was either looking for where the steps was, or his mind was just wandering, because he was just kind of looking all over the place. He didn't look scared or nothing like that, or overwhelmed by the moment. But he just looked, I don't know, the way he looked on the walkout just looked bugged out to me. I mean, he looked fine once he got in the ring, but when he came out there, he was just staring all over the place. But Moses Ituama, when he walked out, before he threw on the Styles P, he had the sound bites of his own voice saying that the future is here. The future isn't coming. The future is here. And he made that statement pretty much from the first bell. What was obvious is that Ituama was quicker. He got some hand speed. I didn't realize how fast his hands was. He really got some hand speed. He came out using the jab. Jab was flicking like with force. He's a southpaw. Showed a really good jab. So he would jab up top, throw the straight left downstairs. I think the first real time he hit him with that, he kind of folded Dillain Whyte a little bit. So that was telling. I said, okay, this kid is faster and he punches hard, and it's clearly affecting Dillain Whyte from like the first time he landed anything clean. But also what I noticed about the kid is that his spacing is really good. His measure of distance, he doesn't smother his punches. He punches really clean. Like when he lands, it's really clean and precise. Dillain Whyte had some kind of weird, kind of cross block, like fake crab, Philly shell looking type of thing going on. He was biting on a lot of the feints. The kid came out feinting, using his footwork, and he just measured his distance perfectly, man. And the first time he cracked him, he cracked him with a right hook over the top. Cracked him with a right hook. Kind of, you saw that affected him a little bit. Then he went right back to, jab, straight left to the body. And then he just cracked him and just had him on Bambi legs, man. This kid was on skates, had my man moonwalking, and then he just cracked him, hit him he did the little swipe down, right hook, boom. That was it. Put Dillain Whyte down for the count, send him for tea and crumpets, man. This kid is special. I can't front. Unfortunately, being from America, being used to American heavyweights dominating the sport, I don't think we've had a dominant heavyweight since Evander Holyfield, maybe. I mean, you could say Deontay Wilder, but that's a conversation for another show. But we haven't. Yeah, well, I guess you could say let's go with Deontay Wilder, but he wasn't a unified champion, and wasn't. I wouldn't say he was a dominant champion in the sense he didn't clean out the division. But that's for a number of different reasons. This kid is special. This kid Ituama is looking like the second coming of somebody really great. There's been comparisons to Mike Tyson, just only in regards to his age. I'm not going there. Mike was absolutely special. He had many different talents and gifts. This kid is different and special in a different kind of way. This athleticism, and to only be 20 years old in the heavyweight, he came in, I believe, at 230, 244, something like that. He's a big kid. He could crack, like the power is real. I mean, granted, Dillain Whyte, out of his 4 losses, they all been by knockout. So I can't say that as he moves up in competition that he's just going to be cleaning dudes' clock and putting them out for the count as he moves up in competition. But I don't see Anthony Joshua beating him. Just looking at the top guys in the heavyweight division at the moment, I don't see Anthony Joshua beating him. I see him knocking on Anthony Joshua. I think Joseph Parker probably get put by this kid. Joseph Parker, he has decent movement. He can box. I just don't know how he deals with the athleticism of this young kid. You also got Caballero. Now, Caballero is interesting. If you ask me, that should probably be next. If I'm Frank Warren, I'm pushing this kid to get the Caballero fight to take him off the board, because Caballero is also, I think, a really good fighter. I like him to beat all of the top guys. Caballero, that is, all of the top guys. I mean, outside of Moses Itauma right now, I got Caballero beating everybody other than Usyk. And I think he gives Usyk like a good fight. Maybe Daniel Dubois fight would be pretty good. I think that would be a good test for him against Daniel Dubois. Granted, Daniel Dubois is coming off a knockout loss to Usyk, but and he's been knocked out before, so I can see Moses Itauma giving him problems. I think that's a good next step up. Give him Caballero, I'll give him Daniel Dubois. Then after that, I think fast track this kid to a title shot, man. If I'm Usyk, I'm staying away from this kid at this point. I think he presents challenges to Usyk that he hasn't seen yet in the heavyweight division, which is athleticism, which is footwork. He's also a southpaw like Usyk is. It'll be an interesting matchup. I'm not gonna just jump out the window. I ain't jumping all the way out the window saying he beating Usyk. What I will say is he provides challenges that I haven't seen Usyk face yet in the division. You know, the Anthony Joshua's and Daniel Dubois aren't the swiftest of feet. Daniel Dubois got a tendency to smother his punches, right? They don't really have fast hands like that. Caballero can punch. He can move a little bit, but he's gritty. He's gonna stay in your chest. He's gonna make you earn it. I'm a real big fan of Agit Caballero. Moses Ituama is the future, though. I think it's only a matter of time this kid gets a shot at the world title. Now the question is, does Usyk fight him and give this kid a shot at undisputed to possibly maybe become the youngest undisputed heavyweight champion? Undisputed. I'm not saying the youngest heavyweight. I don't know if he's going to catch Mike. He's on pace to maybe tie him. I don't know if he's going to catch Mike. Does Usyk vacate a couple of them belts and give this kid an opportunity to snatch one of them up off one of the other guys, or a vacant title fight or something? I don't know. But this kid is the real deal, y'all. Can't lie. This kid is the real deal. Frank Warren don't get enough respect as not just a promoter, but his ability to get talent. Now, mind you, you can have your opinion on UK fighters and UK talent in that regard, but just over in the UK in comparison to other promoters and other fight promotions, Matchroom specifically, he has all of the talent. Like his talent, his roster is stacked full of talent. I mean, Eddie Hearn and Matchroom definitely got some talent over there, but we saw what happens when he had the 5v5 Matchroom versus Queensberry. It was a clean sweep from top to bottom. He has all the talent, but I think he has a really special prospect in this kid. And I don't even know if we could call him a prospect now. I mean, he's 14? What's his record? He's 13-0 right now. I don't know if we could call this kid a prospect at this point. He's a legit contender. Already, he's a legit contender. And there's a couple things working for him to his advantage in this era. Me and Che Black can talk about that another time. Shout out to the pragmatic Che Black. There's a couple things working in his benefit that he's fighting in this era. Not that he couldn't fight in any other era, but he's fighting in this era where the level of competition is what it is. But in spite of that, regardless of that, his talent level is clear. Like this kid is special. Like I said, the foot speed, his ability to measure distance, his spacing, his jab, his power, his hand speed. He shows a ring IQ, and Ben Davison doesn't get the respect that I feel he deserves as a trainer. Ben Davison is a damn good trainer, man. Damn good trainer, man. One of the best out there, and he's young. So, shout out to Moses Ituama, Ben Davison and Queensberry, man. Y'all got one, man. This kid is, I think it's only a matter of time. Now, the question will be, once he achieves the status of world champion, maybe even undisputed champion, how long does he stay there? We'll see. The talent pool isn't that deep. There is, forgive me, the brother's name escapes me. There is a U.S. heavyweight that's making his name coming up. But we'll see. And I think this kid also has a lot of the same attributes as Moses Ituama. He doesn't seem to be as seasoned as him yet. I mean, he has less fights, but again, when the name comes back to me, maybe I'll put it in the video. But Moses Ituama is the real deal. The future is here, y'all. The future is here. The future is heavyweight division. Hate it or love it. Hate it or love it, man. I think possibly the best heavyweight, at least the best young heavyweight prospect or contender at this point is over in the UK. it is what it is, man. So y'all leave your thoughts and comments in the comments section. Let me remind y'all to go ahead and jab that like button, uppercut that subscribe button, lead hook that share button, and throw a combination at the notification bell so you can stay updated when we drop new content. And don't forget to follow us on all forms of social media, Instagram and X at the Parry 101, and on TikTok at the .parry.101. And you know what it is. This is Bomani UFG hitting y'all with another quick jab off the Parry. And this is the Parry where we don't pull, duck no punches. And the Parry is fundamental to boxing. You know what it is. Until next time, peace.
Actually, now we're going to show you how to catch the jab. Actually, in boxing, it's called parrying.